Hi guys! Today we're going to talk about the role of intrinsic motivation in learning. So intrinsic motivation, simply put, is the act of being motivated internally by a sense of personal satisfaction and curiosity. So in other words, it's the total opposite of the way that many of us were taught, right? We were motivated by external rewards, tests, grades, even punishments. And you can read study after study about the benefits of intrinsic motivation in terms of increased responsibility, empowerment, self-respect. But the truth is, it involves a lot of trust in our kids and in the process. And when we're dealing with kids at this age set, right, 2 to 7, no matter how much research we've compiled, it can feel really hard to put into practice. So I remember my first foray into child-led learning and kind of altering my own ideas about education. I had read the research and I understood why intrinsic motivation is so beneficial, but I just couldn't wrap my head around kind of the practicalities. Like, okay, so do I just sort of wait for my daughter to be motivated to learn subtraction, right? Or the alphabet? What if she never decides to care about reading or math or history? I don't know. I just thought, like, wouldn't I be failing her? Wouldn't she get behind? And the truth is, I didn't trust the process. And of course, now that I'm on the other side, I see evidence of the process all around. I mean, a few minutes spent with any toddler is proof alone that kids want to know everything. And they usually want to know everything right now. So all it takes is the desire to write a letter to a grandmother, to be curious enough to try copywork and spelling, right? It takes one dream of saving enough money to buy like a hamster to learn about addition and subtraction. So let's take a second and think about the way that we learn as adults, because kids are truly no different. So did we learn about chemistry from listening to our 9th grade teacher lecture about infusion because that was the plan for the day? Or did we learn more about it when we needed to research, I don't know, the safety of essential oils for our families? Okay? Do we remember those algebra concepts that we were tested on in 8th grade? Or did those concepts not truly sink in until we were forced to custom code a website for a side business that we wanted to start? Did we retain any passion for baking from that one home ec elective that we took in high school? Or did it just kind of finally become important once we were asked to bake that gluten-free birthday cake for our best friend's kid? So the truth is, motivation is born out of value. The moment we find a topic, passion, or interest valuable, the moment it holds meaning for us, that's the moment that we become motivated to learn it. No earlier, no later. And our kids are no different. So they might not care about the migratory patterns of birds until they want to know why their favorite park is so quiet these days. They might not care about subtraction until they want to know how far $1 will go at the candy store. So we don't get to determine what our kids hold valuable or meaningful, and we certainly don't get to determine when that passion will suddenly appear. But what we can do is we can pay attention when it does, and we can pivot our plans accordingly. So if today's lesson involves spelling with rocks, but your child is intrinsically motivated to skip his rocks into the pond, or count his rocks, or see how high of a tower he can build with his rocks, that's a value judgment worth following. Okay, the spelling will come in another moment entirely. Maybe when he's starving and needs to decipher the restaurant menu, or when he wants to figure out, I don't know, a particular phrase on a t-shirt. Okay? Here's the bottom line. New lessons will always arrive many times a day. And we can't always know exactly what meaning or value our kids will find in those lessons. But we do know that they'll find something. And we can trust that whatever it is, they will use it as fuel toward a new discovery. And from there, we can kind of jump on the train that's already moving, and we can let the next track lead to precisely where it must. I'm cheering you on, you guys.